Hey y'all, we are back here at the Brooks Hyperion House. So excited to be on the ground with FloTrack. My name is Demitra Carter, and joining me today we have Johnny Pace. How you doing today?
We're out here, man. We brought the action to Tokyo. It's we're just getting started. I think the action's gonna kick off today.
Yeah.
And we got 10 days of track and field action. I cannot wait. Also, this space. We can't see the full space on camera, but Brooks has done an amazing job of like transforming this. I don't even know what it is. I'm gonna call it like a dojo into a Brooks space.
Mojo Dojo Casa House.
Yeah,
That's what
it looks great. I love it. So I'm excited. We got 10 days of this, so
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, welcome to Tokyo. How you doing?
Hey man, I'm here. We're here. Flo is here. And I couldn't be any more excited. To your point, we got 10 days of track to look forward to. And this kind of feels like, it's giving like Brooks Love Island Villa. And we're the bombshells
A
of
new
the week.
bombshell has entered the villa.
Speaking of bombshells, we have a guest coming on later, so stay tuned for that one. Now, we have 10 days, but there's 3 finals today. So we have the women's 10K, which we'll talk about a little bit later. Then we also have the mixed 4x400 relay. Then we have my favorite men's shot put final happening
Now,
today.
why would that be?
You know, I don't know
Let's
why
go,
that
Trip.
might be my favorite, but I'm gonna start us off with 2 star events.
Okay.
They're both gonna be the 100 on the men's and women's side, but I want to start with the men's 100. It is stacked.
What is that?
To put it mildly.
Yeah, like to put it mildly, and they're also on the same day, like the final on the same
7
day.
minutes apart.
Mhm.
It's like they've taken maybe two of the biggest events of
Yeah.
the whole world champs. They're 7 minutes apart. The stadium's gonna implode with just cheers.
Yeah.
People are gonna be losing their minds.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane.
It's gonna be fun. It's like we're telling 2 different stories. Like on the men's side again, it's literally part 2 to Paris Olympics. Who will redeem themselves? Who's coming out here looking for blood? And who's coming here trying to defend their championship, right? And then on the women's side, it feels like everything is just 100% flipped. It's not the same story at all as it was like last August in Paris. It was like, what will Sha'Carri do? You know, Julian Alfred kind of bust out on the scene like this, but now the story is all eyes on Melissa Jefferson Wooden and what can she do to conclude this crazy season she's been having.
I think we should dig into like some of the players in both of these because there's so many unique storylines in both of these events.
Yeah, I think there's a lot. I think for Melissa Jefferson Wooden, can she repeat? Like it's like I think she's not a clear favorite, but she's definitely had the season of her life.
Undefeated.
Yeah, she got married, got a new last name, and started just winning. So I'm looking forward to that. We have the 100, of course, 200 and the 4x1, but I'm excited for her to kill this 100. We still have Julian Alfred,
Yeah.
like the Olympic champ, like to put her in the mix. And then we have Sha'Carri, who's an Olympic medalist as well in there.
Defending world champ.
Yeah, so I think seeing all of them, and then Sha'Carri's whole entire training camp, Caleb White, TT Terry, it's going to be a fast one for sure. And I'm curious to see what that final even looks like.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
What is the fun? Because there's it's super stacked, right? Because also, not to mention, we do have Sharika Jackson. You know, you have one of the Clayton twins in there. Tina's performing, and Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price will be running her final 100 here in Tokyo. Full circle moment. You know, she started her bust on the scene in 2008 in Asia as well, obviously in Beijing. And
2008. Think about that.
Yeah, I was 7.
That's respect.
It is 2025.
She's still out here
And
doing
she
it.
will be ending in Tokyo.
I think regardless of the outcome, I mean, what a legend of the sport. I think people are going to just be losing their minds, just celebrating her amazing career. I'm sad to see it end though.
Yeah, it's bittersweet.
Yeah.
I'm like, she deserves to live the life that she created because she's a mom. Let's not forget she races
Mommy Rocket.
parents
Mommy
at her
Rocket.
children's school. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm also excited to see like the personality that she brings. Like, was she going to change her hair between the rounds? Because she's the type of girl to do just that. So I'm ready for it.
What will the final war ready hair look like? And I mean, what a pleasure it is and what a privilege it is to see her also end her career on her own terms.
Yeah.
Right.
It's not oftentimes you see that, and I think it's the perfect going away for Queen Jelly. Yes.
Absolutely agree. What do you think it's going to take? I mean, every name we just said has a shot at this. What do you think it's going to take here, specifically in Tokyo, to get that title?
I didn't think that's why it's anybody's game, because personally I think it's going to take execution and experience, and I think every single person that we've named has been on the world stage in some way, shape, or form.
Right.
So I think it's going to be who's ready on that day in that lane.
It'll definitely take at least a 10-6. Someone's going to have to PR. And whoever wins is going to PR.
Ooh.
And it's human enough to see it happen.
Yeah. This is good sporting weather, I'd say.
Yeah. Even if tracks what they can run fast.
That's
Yeah.
we tested that yesterday.
Yeah.
What track?
Track goes fast.
Now I want to go to this men's 100.
Man, oh man.
Yeah, Nia just we posted this clip today. Nia saying Noah can't three-peat. That was straight out of her mouth because she's in the Kashane train.
I am. And that 100 is why I think he can't repeat.
Oh, you have good reason for that. Would you maybe explain some of the thought process behind why you're calling Kashane?
I feel like Kashane is like a shark that's smelling blood right now.
Yeah.
I think as a fan, it was crazy to watch that race in Paris, but I can only imagine that might keep you up at night. That might haunt you a little bit. That might change the way you train, the way you think. And we saw a glimpse of how he was feeling in Jamaica after he ran the world leading time. And he was saying, listen, this is not even the beginning of how fast I can go. When you have like the audacity to kind of talk like that out loud without any fear, there's a lot more brewing. And I think this is the time we're finally going to see it all come into fruition. I think he studied that race and figured out what was happening. Him and Stephen Francis probably got into the lab and was like, that can't happen again.
Right.
So that is my biggest reason why. It's hard.
Yeah, that's a fair argument you make. And we can never count Noah Lyles out. I mean, this man knows how to win. He knows how to be ready at the right time. However, calling back to the Olympics, the 200 not being able to get that title at the Olympics, I think has also sat with Noah. And
For sure.
I think getting the gold in the 200, if I had to speculate, is probably on, higher on Noah's priority list. That it may be, we'll have to see about the 100, but I think he really wants to get that 200 gold.
Yeah, I think he's defending world champion. You know what I mean? I think he has it. I think 2028 we'll see that chip come back, but I'm excited to see it. One thing Noah knows how to do is win.
Amen.
Like it's slow, fast, and I think the 100 won't be close. To your point, I think the 200 he's my clear favorite, but we'll talk about that in one of our next shows. Yeah, but I think the 100. I mean, this is not to make picks, but I'm confident he'll be in the mix and he'll be up there.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And I mean, he even said in the Athletes Lounge, the three-peat's still alive, why wouldn't it be? And he said that, and again, the same way I talk about audacity with Kashane, that's why Noah's so hard to beat.
Yeah.
Is to have that audacious, fearless spirit about you when you walk onto a track where sometimes it's hard not to be nervous. It makes them very special athletes. It's going to be hard. We'll see what happens.
And, we talk about Kashane and Noah, but they're not the only ones in this race. I think there's plenty of other folks.
Yeah.
Who are some ones that stand out to you?
I think also Luke Seville.
Yeah.
Sure.
He could. I think for him, this is championship or bust or medal or bust because we always see him fall short when it's time for championship time.
Right.
So I do think he can medal, and I actually think he can also win. He, in my opinion, is one of the most talented in the field because he doesn't necessarily have like this big robust build about him that's like wildly athletic, but he just really has a lot of like a hardworking mentality, but then also he has just pure talent.
Yeah.
I love it.
Who else can tell?
Oh, I was about to move us to 10K. I think it's hard for me to make picks. I think it's hard for. I'm not going to sit here and say I'm a Noah fan.
Yeah.
I am, and I think Kashane and Oblique, and I think there's a lot of people in the mix, but I've learned to never be a Noah doubter. Yeah.
Probably wise.
Yeah, not on 4K on camera. So
I think I'm not a doubter. I just think this is not his race.
Yeah.
How about that 10K?
Yeah, women's 10K. I mean, should we start with the Brooks athlete?
I mean, why
the
not?
woman with the
Why
plan, the vet in the game.
I'm
the
so
champ,
excited.
the U.S. champ.
The first time she gets a national title is at age 35. Emily Infield. I am obsessed with her.
Yeah.
I'm
What a
such a
story.
fan.
Yeah.
I'm such a fan because a lot of the time we hear things about age and how it like sets you back, but she's really changing the narrative. She's a part of that cohort that makes it seem like, listen, with age, I'm not getting worse. As a matter of fact, this is a different type of fitness that she's at. When we spoke to her, when we saw her at Flagstaff, it was crazy.
I'd call out. We just published that today. I mean, you got to go and do a long run with her and
Yeah.
ask her all the questions. And what else stood out to you about her approach or
She's just so positive.
Yeah.
A lot of the time, like things that would hinder her, she's like, actually no, like, I'm just vibing, I'm having fun. Like it's different this year and I've never been this fit, this healthy. I think the one thing that she mentioned is that she figured it out. That's the difference between Emily now versus Emily in the past. She figured it out.
Right. But the international cohort as well is pretty
Yeah,
strong.
Beatrice Chibet, Olympic champ, is making her 10K debut at World, like in the World Championship.
What a place to
what a
debut.
place. I'm excited to see what she does. I think for this to be her debut is fascinating on the world, not the world stage, but like at a World Championship. It's going to be a fun one, exciting one. I think the question is like, can she win?
she's got boot up.
For one.
Mm-hmm.
The Olympic champ, I think a nice little world championship gold medal would pair nice with it.
With her Olympic gold, yeah.
I think she's overdue.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's time.
Yeah, it is hot. It's hot out here in Tokyo, so I think that the weather's going to play into it. It's a lot of laps. 6 miles.
Yeah. 25 of them. Yeah.
I think if anybody can do it, it's probably her. But yeah, it's going to be fun. 30 minutes of anything could happen, right?
Yeah.
Maybe even more.
Ooh.
Ooh.
On that note, I'm gonna bring on our next guest. I'm excited to bring on because we have a marathon happening these next 2 days, which is why we won't be doing this show. We will be watching the marathon, bringing you all the coverage. We're bringing on our next guest, and I'll let Nia introduce her as soon as she gets here.
And now we have the pleasure of welcoming Susanna Sullivan, who will be competing tomorrow in the marathon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome.
Oh, yeah, welcome.
Yeah. Have you been here yet? Have you been
I
to the
haven't.
house?
This is my first time in the Hyperion house.
I love it.
What do you think?
It's so cool. When we pulled up in the taxi, I was like, this is incredible.
Yeah. So it's obviously new to the Hyperion House, but you're not new to World Championships. You competed in Budapest. What are you bringing differently to Tokyo?
Well, I'm bringing 2 healthy kneecaps, so that's the most important thing. Yeah, you know, I didn't feel like I was super experienced, but now being here and kind of going through the routine of going through processing and just navigating the host hotel, it's been really cool to like kind of reflect on my time in Budapest and realize that I think it's just a lot more comfortable than I was the first time around. And it's just been really cool to be around all the other athletes from all the other countries and just kind of feel like I know what race morning will likely look like with all the things that happen in the hours leading up to the race.
I love that.
I love it.
You join us.
Yeah, absolutely. So I want to take us back. I know you're running tomorrow, but I want to backtrack a little bit. You're a teacher, and you give back to the community. You do all of the things. So tell the people, what do you teach? I know what you teach, but tell me what you teach, what grade you teach, and about your giveaway that you just did.
Yeah, so I teach 6th grade math at the language school in McLean, Virginia, and we actually just started the school year about a week ago. So I was at school for, I met the 6th graders on Tuesday, and I flew to Tokyo on Saturday night, so I'm very eager to get back to them. And Brooks partnered with Lindsay Hine a couple of weeks ago to do a giveaway for a teacher. It was an Instagram giveaway, and all teachers from all over the country applied, and it was really fun because the teacher who was selected was actually a calculus teacher in Michigan who I met last year at the New York City Marathon through the TCS Teachers Program. And so, yeah, it's really cool. And she got a whole swag bag and shoes from Brooks, and she was super excited. She sent me a text after. It was really excited to unbox her stuff.
Do your kids know how cool you are? Like, do they process they're like my teachers in Tokyo in the elite marathoner?
You know, some of them get it. We actually, at Langley, it's a really active community. A lot of them run, the whole school community participates in a 5K in the fall. And, I mean, not everybody does it, but a lot. It's very popular. And, you know, in 6th grade, they have their own laptops. So they are, you know, they Google their teachers. So they've found some, you know, some good content, and they were really excited last year, my last group, to discover that I had a Wikipedia page. I thought that was that's pretty cool. So, yeah, you know, they really haven't got a chance to know me that well, but the now 7th graders were really sweet last week, and you know, kept asking. They knew at the end of the last school year that the beginning of the school year would start with the World Championships in Tokyo, and so when I showed up last week to school, or when they showed up for the first day of school, they were asking, "Have you gone yet?" You know, and so they were really excited to send me off on Friday.
Susanna, you remind me of Hannah Montana. It's just like 2 different lives. You do them both so well. I want to talk about the patience that you practice. I know at Notre Dame you were kind of riddled with injury, and you just really had to be patient. And then also being a teacher, I'm sure you have to be patient. So if you just talk about that skill you have.
Yeah, I think it's something that I have, you know, developed over time. As you said, at Notre Dame, there were quite a few injuries, and I think that was actually from a lack of patience. And so I had to kind of develop that understanding of like what my body needs. I think that when I was in college, I I was kind of intense about everything, and it didn't allow me to recover and really get from the training what I could have, and then it ended up resulting in a couple of injuries. And yeah, no, I mean, teaching requires a ton of patience as well. And I think that it's, the teaching and the running is a nice balance. I feel like I've said it a couple times on other things, like teaching makes me a better runner and running makes me a better teacher, because you just kind of have to, take one day at a time in teaching and in running, do the best you can and then move on up.
I'd love to expand on that, specifically with teaching. It may be something that you've learned in recent history.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything that you're taking from that craft to bring into this craft of running coming to Tokyo?
Yeah, I mean, I guess one of the big things about teaching is recognizing that, every lesson is different, right? But like, I have 4 math classes in a day, and they're all incredibly different because of the kids that are in them, and the dynamics. And that's kind of similar to a marathon in that, like, every mile could be very, very different. So you kind of have to get in the mindset of, like, this is the moment that I'm in now. It might be really great, it might not be, but, like, just hang in there for a bit and things will change. And so I think that I get a lot of repetition of that at work, where the lesson might really be clicking, or, it might need more, finessing. The same thing as happens in a marathon. You just gotta hang in there and keep trying.
I love it. Now, this is the day before.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any pre-race rituals, your nighttime routine? Like, what's something that you do every single time?
As I've gotten older, I feel like I have fewer.
Okay.
Like, I'm less rigid about it, and that feels particularly good here. I'm glad that I'm not like really anchored to things happening a certain way, because like being in Tokyo, the routine is very, very different. I mean, we're 13 hours different from where I am at home. I feel like I've been here long enough now that I feel like my body clock is going to be okay tomorrow morning. The food is different, and where I'm going to run today and where I'm going to go for a little swim later.
The night before?
I guess that is one thing that I do every day. The day before every race, I swim every day, and so I'll go for a swim later today. And that just kind of helps me to feel loose and ready to go.
That's cool. Now that's a fun fact.
Yeah. It's something that I do every day, and so it doesn't seem unusual that it happens the day before a race. Whenever I mention that I'm going to the pool and it's the day before a race, people are like, what are you doing? It just kind of helps me decompress.
I love it.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll let you go swim
Yeah.
for a race day tomorrow. Best of luck. We're definitely rooting for you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Good luck tomorrow. All right, y'all. That is a wrap for our day 1 show at the Brookside Hearing House. All of our coverage this week is going to be sponsored by Brooks. We will see y'all in 2 days right back here to give you all the coverage behind the scenes and more exclusive guests. So make sure y'all tune in. See y'all soon.